Hi guys, it's Sarah. So I'm recording this on my lunch break at work today because why not? I have a free half an hour, so I thought I would go through my pros and cons of a very low calorie diet, because the reason I started this was because I was on the Cambridge weight plan, and well, you've seen my ups and downs and my results and how it's gone, and then me transitioning to keto and then not so much, and then calorie counting, and then now I'm just sort of in limbo because I don't know, it's difficult for me to commit to something right now, so I'm just sort of keeping an eye on what I'm eating. I'm calorie counting most days, but some days I'm not, and I think it's just because, like I've been saying all this time, my brother's wedding is coming up. I'm going to be in Peru for a month. Then when I get back from there, I want to really knuckle down and shed some more weight, because there is a way to go. If you hear some bangs and it's a bit noisy, it's because I work in a skate park, so that's what that is. Okay, so pros and cons of a very low calorie diet. I have a little sheet of pros and cons I would talk about. I'll go with the pros first because I've given each bullet point like a score from 1 to 5 of how important I think it is, and then I've added them all up at the end, and actually I've very marginally have more pros than cons with a very low calorie diet. So first I wanted to talk about the fast results. So when you're on a very low calorie diet, you weigh yourself after a week, there's going to be significant weight loss, and that's because of water weight. That was another thing I was going to add on to this actually. That's another pro, so this is an extra thing. Water weight, like I said last week, I think can be up to like 10 pounds for me, so yeah, it's nice when you're sort of, I guess it's like kind of starvation mode. When you're in very low calorie diet, means you're not having much, so water weight is the first to go, so you notice that straight away. Bloating, it feels a bit better, there's that. The second point I had was, so you feel your body changing. Because you do rapidly lose weight loss, you can feel it after a while, maybe not the first couple of weeks, but I did notice, and these could all be very personal things. I mean, obviously it's different for everyone, but for me, I did feel my body changing at some point. I think very low calorie diets mimic fasting in a way, and I think some of the benefits you get from fasting you do get on a very low calorie diet, such as you sleep better. I slept really well for the first time in my adult life. I think obviously I was really tired. Your body's tired, so it's easier for your mind to fall asleep maybe. And also something that I didn't really expect was that I woke up easily, feeling really refreshed, and that was just amazing. Okay, so I have scores next to these things, which I didn't actually say, but for fast results I give that a 4 because that's quite important. Your body changing, a 3. Sleep better, a 3. Waking up easy, a 3. The next one, no preparation. So a very low calorie diet like Cambridge that I did, it is easy because there's no tracking or having to think about food. You just pick your meals each day, and that lack of freedom kind of makes things easier in a way. It's nutritionally complete. I gave that a 2 because I guess it depends on how you feel. I mean, if you're trying to lose weight and losing weight is your main goal, maybe the nutrition isn't as important to you, but yeah, so I give that a 2. This is a bit TMI, but no farting. I didn't fart. I realized after a few weeks on Cambridge, I was like, I haven't farted since I started this. Like, no farting, no gastrointestinal issues, none of that. No headaches, mid-afternoon slumps, that sort of thing. And that was really great. It wasn't until I was doing it for a while that I was like, wow, I don't have any of the issues I used to have. Sometimes before, I used to have a Red Bull in the afternoon. I used to take paracetamol constantly for a headache, and I guess it was because I was eating really poorly. So I gave that a 3. Stable energy. Now I know you can get really tired because you aren't having many calories, but I didn't feel like I said, like no afternoon slump. I wasn't really energetic in the morning and then really tired in the afternoon. Like, I had a lot of days where I was physically tired, but I don't know, just overall they were only a few days in the whole journey, you know. And absolutely no guilt in eating the food that you're eating, which I think that's a personal thing that stems from my issues with food. But when I was on Cambridge and I was eating the food, I could really enjoy it because I knew that I wasn't harming my body, or I wasn't gaining weight from doing it, so that made me happy, and that's a 3. So I don't know if I gave you all the scores for that, but that came up to 28, and there was a bonus anyway, so pretty good, right? Cons. A really big one with low-calorie diets is hunger. So I was hungry a lot. When people say that when you're in ketosis you stop getting hungry, I understand that. Like, my my stomach wasn't grumbling all the time, but I was still empty, you know? And so that's quite a nice feeling sometimes, but in general, yeah, I was hungry, which I gave a 4, because that's it. It can drive you nuts. It really can. And that's the main reason why I don't want to go back on it, just because it's mentally draining, which is another point that I put here. Mentally draining 4. Again, that is a big one, because there were days where I just have to lie in bed and watch Netflix and just try and keep my mind off food because I was going so nuts. Thinking about food, wanting food, putting food on a pedestal, thinking that food is amazing because I'm not having it, and you're just starving. And yeah. Another point, restrictive, so it's bad for socializing. Yeah, you can't really be social on, well, you can, you definitely can, but it's a little bit embarrassing. But yeah, I gave that like a 1. Well, for the embarrassing bit, but a 2 for the restrictive and bad for socializing, because I noticed that when I was on keto and I was going out with family and stuff, it was amazing to just be able to pick a dish from the menu and eat it. Like, wow, I'm out eating normal food with people rather than my own little Cambridge sachet, you know. Another point, takes a lot of willpower, 4, because again, it can drive you nuts. It can promote binging, which I never actually did on Cambridge, which actually is really good. Well, no, okay, that's a lie. Okay, when I was doing the diet, there was no binging. I was doing it properly. But when I would come off it for a day or 2, yes, there was a lot of binging. And that could be true of most diets, I think, but yeah, it can create an unhealthy mentality towards food because you are restricting yourself so much, so it can be quite detrimental. I've given that a 3, but it is quite important. But I don't know, for the results you're getting, maybe it's worth it in the beginning and it's something you can work on afterwards if it does affect you like that. But yeah, overall I just wanted to make this video because I have been thinking about going back to it just for how I felt, because I noticed that when I do have the freedom for calorie counting, which is more ideal and I would rather do that, I have gastrointestinal issues, I get sluggish, I get all those bad things that you don't want to feel, which I didn't feel when I was on a very low calorie diet. Now I kind of want to compare it to keto because I didn't really give it a good try yet, so I want to give that more of a good effort, and then maybe compare the two, and we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to give you my idea of very low calorie diets. I guess my view of it a few weeks before was, I can't do that right now. It's starvation. It's like glorified starvation. It's like safe starvation in a way. The calorie deficit is what's causing you to lose weight. But I guess because it's a balanced meal, you're not hurting yourself. So yeah, if you just want to shed fat, shed the weight, I guess it is a good way to do it. And yeah, I'm sure my journey with very low calorie diets will continue in the future. I want to try a few different things. I do want to try keto first for a longer period of time, at least a month, and then go on to Cambridge again. So yeah, that's just my little video for this week. Next week will be a few days before the wedding. I guess then I'll tell you what my size is, and obviously my progress hasn't been as good recently. I haven't really been sticking to anything hardcore. I kind of want to the last week. I guess the last week before the wedding, I guess I kind of do want to do Cambridge just because I want to get rid of the bloating and the water weight, and I think doing that will help a lot. And yeah, we'll see. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.